What's going on? This your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. Freddie Gibbs had a rough 2016. One that could have saw him locked behind bars for a long time. Luckily, he beat the alleged rape case and was able to come home, where he remained quiet for several months after. He came home and spent that time with his girlfriend and his daughter, and that is something that was probably much needed after being locked up, while waiting for that trial to, commence and get through it and everything. So the fact that he was quiet, it only made the hunger for Freddie Gibbs' music grow. We were all anticipating his musical return, and he doesn't disappoint as he returns with his new EP, You Only Live Twice. I had a few early thoughts, one of which was the first 3 songs on the album are my favorites. Those are the best songs on the album, in my opinion. And then to me, and this is, keep in mind, this is early thoughts, I felt like the second half was lacking. And then the more I listened to it, the more I was like, okay, I can get into some of these songs. There's one song that I absolutely did not like, and I will talk about that later. And I gotta give like a quick nod to Homesick. That's the album's closure, EP's closure. I'm just gonna say however, whatever. That is the album closure track, and it's just amazing. I love the transparency and the honesty that Freddie Gibbs brings to it. And that's probably a big part of this EP, is being honest and being transparent, talking about what he's been through, talking about where he's headed, all of that. And it's a really strong EP. Now let's talk about my favorite songs. Alexis. Freddie Gibbs and his team have a really good ear for production. I think that's partly why I enjoyed my 2 favorites that I put on this list, because the production just fits Freddie Gibbs like a glove. And it also helps that he's really flowing on Alexis. This song is just crazy. It's some of his best lyrically on the EP. He says, I'm a busted jug, I'm a juggernaut. And I thought that was a nice play on words, juggernaut, juggernaut. That was a nice play on words right there. And there was another line that caught my attention. He said, crip like O.J. Simpson, you Bart Homer marginum. Naturally, anytime a pop culture reference, especially with The Simpsons, catches my attention, I have to talk about it. Poor Lisa and Maggie, they didn't get the shout out. But I thought it was a dope line. And it makes me wonder, if Freddie Gibbs is actually watching The Simpsons, what would his favorite episode be? I don't know. The other record on my favorites list is Crushed Glass. There's a reason this song was the single, why he shot a video for it. This is the song that explains like his journey, like how he's been through hell and back. He references how he beat the rape case, that they tried to lock him up for some groupie bitch that he didn't touch. It's really a strong record from Gibbs. It's much like Alexis. Lyrically and personally, it's just on point. I love how the beat sounds like something in a movie where they're like walking towards something big that's about to happen, like a shootout or something, or a kidnapping. Like, it's one of those type of beats. It's very eerie, and it feels like that. It's got that like movie montage feeling to it. And again, I have to tip my hat to Freddie Gibbs and his team for being able to pick out this production, because it was really stellar. Now let me talk about the bad song on the album. And there's only one. Phone Lit. I just touched down, got my phone lit. That's part of the hook. And I think anytime you have a song that's kind of catering to a trendy word being lit, I just feel like it's not going to be the best. And it shows. I think out of every song on here, this one is the least personal. And so that's why it sticks out. Because it doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't fit with the rest of the music. It sounds like a Freddie Gibbs song, but at the same time it doesn't, if that makes sense. Subsequently, this was the weakest song on the EP for me. If this is an appetizer we get before Freddie Gibbs and Madlib team up again for their Bandana album, then You Only Live Twice serves its purpose. It fits well as a little bit of an appetizer. It's enough to satisfy his fans while leaving room for seconds. This EP is a mixture of growth and reflection. It's still the same Freddie Gibbs that gave you Cold Day in Hell or Pinata. It's just a little bit more introspective this time around. And especially coming off of his case in 2016, he had a lot to talk about, but he doesn't like overly talk about it. And maybe that's all he's going to talk about the situation. Like, this was his EP to kind of get some of those feelings out. And now that he's moving on, it's time for something else. Nonetheless, You Only Live Twice was definitely worth the listen, was worth the purchase. Once you check it out, let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. Then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video. Follow me on Twitter at SermonsDomain. And as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching. And until next time, peace.